Okay, so an advantage here, as it is dynamic and ever-changing model, it is helpful in general practice. So it keeps on changing because it's dynamic, and it can be used in general practice in anything, okay, in any situation. Now, sender and receiver interchanges and both are equally active. Semantic noise included as a concept helps in understanding problems that can occur during interpretation of messages. Now, another feedback makes it easier to know if the message is interpreted by the receiver as intended or not. Concept of interpretation makes the communication effective. Field of experience, which is the psychological effect, helps to understand the communication process in many other ways than the traditional ones. Concept of context makes the environmental feature factor be included in interpretation of message and brings change in the message value. However, let's go to the disadvantage. This model cannot deal with multiple levels of communication and complex communication processes. There can only be two sources communicating. Many sources complicates the process and the model cannot be implemented. Okay, so because during the interactional model, a lot of people or can be in the message or can be in the communication process. So it's it's a bit complicated that way. I can actually apply that in a relationship. There can be two people only in a relationship. If there's a third party, then it's very complicated. Message sent and received might be interpreted differently than intended. Now we have here Eugene White's model with thinking, symbolizing, expressing, transmitting, receiving, decoding, feedbacking, monitoring, and thinking. Next, we have another model here, the communication. All right, so another model here. We have the transition phase, the noise, the feedback phase. You can just pause the video and then do this. Now let's go to the first task. If you have questions after this, you can just leave your questions to the messenger, as I have told you already. First task is you are going to showcase both effective and failed communication. How? It could be through role play, through comics, you can draw it, through radio drama, through storytelling. Okay, so what you will do is this can be individual, this can be by group, or you can do this with a partner. This can be your classmate, your partners or group members can be your classmates, or you just your brothers, your mom, your dad, anyone. Okay, you should post it in your YouTube account. Okay, I told you already that you need to create a YouTube account, and you can send the link in our please send the link in our messenger and in our Google Classroom. I will create there a classwork which is titled task 1. You are going to attach your video on task 1. Do not forget that. That is where I'm going to check everything. Why? Because when I open your links on the Google Classroom's classwork, it will lead me to your YouTube account. Do not delete your YouTube video. Comics, how can you? That depends on you. If it's animated for your comics, if you like, you drew it, you're drawing it, you can just attach that in the task also. For storytelling, you record it, role play, you record it, radio drama, you record it through MP4 or MP3. Okay? So comics, you attach your video, your picture. For role play, radio drama, and storytelling, you attach still your file from YouTube. Okay? That's your first task. Second task, task 2. Individually, you are going to frame a slogan about how knowledge of communication process aids people in communicating effectively. How will understanding the process of, communication help you to communicate effectively? How? So you need to frame a slogan, make a slogan. Mind you, dear students, please create your very own. Do not copy from you from anywhere. Okay, it's just a slogan. Make your own. You need to have your name on that slogan, and it must not be copied from somewhere. Even the picture, create your own. You can draw. You can use Facebook. You can use your different apps in your phone in creating your slogan. You can just draw and then take a picture of it. Make sure that you have your names on it, on that slogan. Okay? So you have your byline or your signature name. Just make it complete. You can see some of the examples of the works of my student in Jacom Miss MJ, where they have posted the slogans that they have, okay, as a submission to my requirement. You can visit this, and I'm not gonna ask you to paste it there or to post it there. Instead, how are you going to submit? Still the same with task one. You are